There is currently no Violence Against Women Act as it expired without Congress reauthorizing it. One America's Kendra Sitton has this report.
The government shutdown is having another side effect. It allowed the Violence Against Women Act to expire. The House and Senate separately passed spending bills that extended the bipartisan legislation through February 8th, but they were not signed into law as leaders negotiate over wall funding. Programs for domestic violence and sexual assault survivors can continue to use money already awarded, but any program requesting future payments will have to wait until Congress reauthorizes it.
We are at risk of losing funding for critical programs here in Monroe County and the greater Rochester region. At Willow Center, we serve over 7,000 survivors of abuse. There are 50,000 911 calls to Monroe County Dispatch that are classified as domestic disputes. This is a significant problem in our community.
Capitol Hill passed a 3-month extension in September, and then another extension on December 7th, which expired last Friday at midnight. Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi sent a letter in September criticizing House Speaker Paul Ryan for only pushing for short-term extensions instead of reauthorizing it entirely like they did in 2000, 2005, and 2013. 46 House Republicans sent a similar letter at the same time. When the Bipartisan Act first passed in 1994, it helped create a security net for survivors of domestic violence and made the justice system treat it as a serious criminal offense. Now it's facing partisan backlash as Democrats try to close the so-called boyfriend loophole, which would block unmarried partners convicted of domestic violence from owning a firearm. Statistics show that between 2009 and 2016, 54% of incidents in which 4 or more people were shot to death, an intimate partner or family member of the shooter was among the victims. On average in the U.S., 3 women are killed by an intimate partner every day, and an abuser's access to firearms increased the risk of homicide by 500%. However, the NRA says there should not be a rush to strip people of their gun rights and has instead endorsed state laws which allow victims of domestic abuse to carry a handgun without a license if they have a protective order against their abusers. The NRA says this empowers victims waiting for permit applications to be approved.
Guns were not in my world at all. I had never shot a gun. I never considered owning a firearm, but I needed something where I could walk out of my house and not feel like today's the day.
Despite its links to gun control, dozens of Republicans are urging the VAWA to come to the floor. Leading the charge is New York Representative Elise Stefanik, who is urging all male congressional leaders to take into account the policy's impact on women.
All issues are women's issues, and I've tried to urge congressional leadership on both sides of the aisle to focus on how all policies specifically impact women. I think we are moving beyond this siloing of women's issues.
When the bill was first passed, there was a record number of women in Congress. Now that record has been broken with the new women-heavy Congress, who will work to reauthorize the VAWA now that the previous Congress let it lapse. Kendra Sitton, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.